Good morning. My name is Gail Hoban. I'm the Assistant Vice Chancellor for Community Relations. We have a pleasant surprise this morning. We're excited to kick off our 26th annual community breakfast. Please welcome the Park School Inspirational Freedom Youth Choir, led by Janice Allen. Weren't they wonderful? Thank you. I shall let folks know they're now headed off to the pool. The Park School is on vacation this week, and they gave of their time even though there's no school. So as a thank you, they're going to do a little bit of swimming and then have a pizza party luncheon. So. Well, it's great to see so many familiar faces and to welcome new friends. I also would like to recognize in the back of your program, you'll see a list of previous Quinn Award recipients. Please stand and give them a round of applause. Thank you. And now it is my pleasure to introduce to you someone who has been committed to community engagement from the very beginning. Under his leadership, our university has been forging new relationships while maintaining our connections with long-standing partners. He tells us exactly what we are capable of when we all work together. Please welcome our Chancellor, Keith Motley.
Good morning, everybody. I tell you, if you couldn't wake up after that, they performed, and I tell you, when I met them in the hallway, many of their mothers were sending me messages about meetings that I was supposed to hold with them. Like many of you in the room, I haven't been around to meet with you either. But those young people did a fantastic job. Let's give them a resounding round of applause so they hear us out in the hallways. Thank you, Gail, for your kind introduction. And thank you all for getting up this morning to be here for this wonderful event. I always look forward to this event because it gives us an opportunity to celebrate this community, to celebrate each other, to be with each other in the morning. We're so grateful for that. This Community Leaders Breakfast is held in honor of Robert H. Quinn, a great champion of the community himself. And I'm so pleased that Bob and Claudina, who I always tell him I'm so happy to see at his side, are here with us this morning. Thank you for being here. It also means a lot that many of our friends who have won the Quinn Award in the past are here with us today. Now, I know that Gail paid homage to them and asked them to stand. Can you stand again so we can see you and we can give you another round of applause? Former Quinn Award winners. Thank you. I see that last year's winner, Mosick, is here in the back next to Vice Chancellor Charlie Titus, so we're grateful to have you here. You all are an inspiration to us. Thank you for being here today. I also like to thank our elected officials that are here with us today. I know that I've already hugged State Representative Russell Holmes, had a chance to see him, District Attorney Dan Conley. I also know that City Councilor Frank Baker is here. And we are the University of Massachusetts Boston with arms that reach across this Commonwealth, and so we also like to welcome our representatives from Quincy, City Councilors Brian Palmucci and Margaret LaForest that are here. Thank you for being here today. You know, that Park School Inspirational Freedom Youth Choir was exceptional. Their director and fellow Pennsylvanian, Janice Allen, was also here, and I'm so grateful to Janice for her work with those young people. Now, I'd also like to take a moment, because this is a very difficult day because you make it so hard for us. There are so many wonderfully talented people in this community, and many of you have submitted nominations for the Quinn Award. So deciding on the winners is never easy for the committee. I'm so glad I'm not on that committee, Father. You know, I can always say they selected the talented person from a group of talented individuals. There's just so much work that's being done in this community that's outstanding. And so for all of you that were nominated, thank you for what you do. And today we come to celebrate some wonderful, talented winners. We hold this breakfast each year to celebrate all the efforts that individuals in our community make to benefit all who live and work there every day. At this university, we're involved with our friends and neighbors in this community, and we're so proud of that. We will never turn our back on that commitment. We'll never turn our back on our founder's vision, which included this idea of community as a first step, not a last step in our process. That's why we are so grateful to our neighborhood individuals who've been here on campus to share dinner with us and to give their ideas to this university, because we believe in reciprocity. We believe that ideas can come from a wonderful institution like your public research university, the University of Massachusetts, Boston, but we also believe that it goes both ways, that great, talented people are among all of you. And so your ideas matter, and that's why we want to hear from you. So we invite you to dinner, but it's not just about the dinner. It's about sharing. It's about continuing to work together to make a difference in Boston, understanding its impact for all of the neighborhoods, but also understanding its impact for this Commonwealth, for this country, and for the world. And when we come together in the ways that we've been able to do, it can make a difference. It does make a difference. And so for that, I thank you from the bottom of all of our collective hearts here at the University of Massachusetts, Boston. We're honored to be partners with you. And that's a long way of saying, listen, we're so proud that you nominated all these individuals today. Let's keep it up. And let's continue to honor legacies like Mr. Quinn and others in our community as we go forward. And so, over the last year, we reached out a little further in our efforts. We brought in folk from Braintree, and from Milton, and from Weymouth, and from Randolph, and Stoughton, and Chelsea, and Medford, and Somerville. And I'm looking forward to meeting with our friends from Alston and Brighton this month as we move forward in a few weeks. These dinners give me a chance to meet with smaller groups and to listen to the needs and concerns of our community. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The University of Massachusetts, Boston is not, cannot, never will be isolated from the communities around us, nor would we ever want to be. So if you hear that, friends, put that fire out. I mentioned earlier, we will not turn our back on this Commonwealth. And although we're becoming this research university that has excellence that's impacting the world, our vision is here in this community. And what we do has implications for all of that. Now, the give and take between our community and our students, faculty, staff, and administrators is what keeps us going and what helps us accomplish great things together. Great things such as the progress that we've made. I hope when you came on campus today that your shoes got a little dirty. I hope, you were a little cold because the wind was blowing. But you saw that all that construction, you got a little dusty when you came by. I want you to get dusty and dirty and muddy and all that, because that means there's progress being made on this campus. I hope you noticed that you were here in June and there was just a hole. And now you come onto the campus and there's an integrated science building structure that's up in front of you. And it's moving and moving like never before. Our friends and neighbors and community all had a part in making sure that that building went up at your university. I hope that you know that right over to your right, in my left, the Edward M. Kennedy complex is moving on schedule. I hope that you know that in June, thank you, that in June, we'll be building again, right out in the parking lot to your right, my left, an academic building. Now, it needs a name. And names cost. Oh, I've just come back from Florida fundraising. That's why this beautiful tan is all over me. So I'm in that fundraising mode. So it needs a name. Everyone's ducking. But it also has a wonderful name, the University of Massachusetts, Boston. And we're so proud to be championing for all of you the kind of educational excellence that we have on this campus and the access and opportunity and affordability that we have. As I listen to the news today, and I listen to institutions that are now 5 times the cost that it costs to come to your university with the same kind of excellence, there are so many options for our young people. And so I'm so grateful for that. The construction of the ISC and all those other buildings that I talked about earlier are part of our master plan. They're a vital part of what we're doing here at the university, but you are a part of that plan. Your lives, your contributions, those are the kind of seamless integration of talent, intellect, and opportunity that makes this university what it is. Each time you set foot on this campus, you contribute to a culture that is taking off in ways that you won't believe. I get a chance to see it from all over this country. And what I hear about is what's going on this peninsula. And I'm so proud and honored to serve as the person who has the opportunity to be called Chancellor here because of all of you in our efforts in this community. So, we're going to invite you back on April 9th. And on April 9th, there's going to be a meeting here to talk about all the improvements and the changes that are going to be coming up on this campus. And as we make progress, it's important to us that our community stays in the loop. All of the people who work with me, my colleagues, have been out meeting, those who are engaged in our community. They want you to know. We don't want to keep it from you. We don't want to hide it from you. But we want you to tell somebody else. Don't keep a good thing to yourself. If you know about it, tell about it. If you hear it being told wrong, correct it. If you can't correct it, then call us. We'll come and correct it. But we're so grateful. So before we get started with the award presentations, I'd like to take a moment to recognize just a few of the latest accomplishments of our community relations team so that I can also introduce them to you. Under Gail Hoban's leadership as Assistant Vice Chancellor for Community Relations, her team has been busy doing great things. If you look up in the sky these days, you'll see that Phil Carver has been working with Boston's Bridge to Excellence program and the Boston Center for Youth and Families, Cleveland Community Center, to put up billboards everywhere. Billboards all around the city that have featured positive messages about the importance of mentoring. All of you know, and everyone in this room was impacted by some mentor in their life. And when you look back, you smile. Those billboards, Phil, stand up so we can see you. He also facilitated a partnership between the BYFC and Professor Benjamin Lichtenstein's undergraduate management and marketing students at the College of Management, who analyzed data on 35 of the BCYF's centers to figure out what ways those centers could expand access to the community. Alkia Powell, where are you at, Alkia? You're probably with the, oh, you're not with the young people. She's been helping our University College Dean, Philip DeSalvio, stand up so they can see you too. See, he came back home. He's one of us. He went away, and he came back as dean, but Alkia has facilitated for him the opportunity to be at civic and community meetings, including one to Project Right, incorporated in the Greater Grove Hall neighborhood. In the Greater Grove Hall neighborhood, Phil. You're getting out and about. I'm loving that. She's been across town at meetings like these, making the University of Massachusetts Boston presence felt from Roxbury to Mattapan to Jamaica Plain to Somerville. When I came to this university, I was proud because most people thought that we were here on Dorchester Bay doing work only at Dorchester Bay. And that's because it was the University of Massachusetts, Boston. We've decided to claim the University of Massachusetts, Boston, and all that that means. And there is a difference. And it makes this university's impact such that it has changed possibilities that are unimaginable for our founders, but it's what we're trying to build on. And finally, Mona Casper Conley. Where's Mona at? She's probably working somewhere. There she is in the back. She's been busy. She's the behind-the-scenes person that makes sure that all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed. And she's that friendly voice on the end of the telephone when you call the community relations main line. She's the hello. But before she says goodbye, she gives you all of the pertinent information that you need so that you don't feel like you're getting the University of Massachusetts Boston shuffle. And here's one of ours coming in right now. How you doing, Counselor? It's great to see you. Many of you also know Charlie Titus. Charlie, stand up. Vice Chancellor. He's got about 12 titles. Vice Chancellor for Athletics and Recreation, Special Programs, and Projects. That's a lot of titles. But someone who is out in our community, grew up right here. Mr. Quinn, I won't even tell the story how you used to buy him for a lollipop when he was a child to go put up signs for you. We won't even say that out loud. Marsha Florio, stand up, Marsha, Senior Assistant to the Vice Chancellor. And Luciano Ramos, where's Luciano at? Is he here today? Some of you were looking for Luciano, and now I see you're still looking for him. But someone who's the director of our Office of Community Partnerships, and together these folks work with our Community Relations Department to link up our students with internships and volunteer opportunities. And now I also will hook them up with scholarships, as we move forward together today. And so, commitment to the community is what we're all about. And this event is really a high point in our year. It gives us a chance to talk about how important you all are to that process and to this university. We aim to be more than a good neighbor. We want to be your university. We want you to take pride in the University of Massachusetts Boston and truly feel a part of what goes on here. So by hosting this breakfast each year, we're able to celebrate this mission and honor individuals who are working on behalf of this community, committed to the values that we uphold as an institution. And so we're going to present the Chancellor's Award for long-standing community commitment and service. And this award recognizes individuals representing corporate community partners who have distinguished themselves in service to our community. This year's winner, I told him when I met him, there was a calendar in my house, and I kept looking at this guy every day. And when I met him, it was like I knew him because, and this was a few years ago, and I said, man, I stare at you every day, and I think you thought, what's wrong with this guy? But it was your calendar from your business. This winner has taken his position and influence in this community to make life better for so many people around him. Under his guidance, his company partners with many local charities, including the Elizabeth Seton Academy in Boston, the Ella J. Baker House, a faith-based organization in Dorchester that mentors youth and provides after-school programs, Father's Family Fun Day, and also Dorchester Academy. He's co-founder of the annual Boston's Best Neighbor Award, which honors an individual in the city who, like him, has made their neighborhood a better, safe, and friendly community. The Boston Best Neighborhood Award is now in its 4th year. He has worked with Linda Dorsina Forey election campaign, Felix Arroyo election campaign, and is an active member of the Lower Mills Merchants Association, of the Stoughton Chamber of Commerce, and the Dorchester Board of Trade. He's also a member of the Massachusetts Underwriting Association Agents Advisory Board. He's the past treasurer of the Executive Board of Massachusetts Affordable Housing Alliance and remains on MAHA's advisory board. As if that wasn't enough, this individual is also involved in his church and is the past treasurer, board member, coach, and manager for Stoughton Youth Soccer. Now, I know some of my vice chancellors who know that I live in Stoughton think it was a fix. The only fix is that this talented individual happened to be in the same town as another talented individual who recognizes talent when he sees it. For his dedication to our community, I am delighted to present the Chancellor's Award for long-standing community commitment and service to Carlos Vargas. Come on up, Carlos.
Thank you, Chancellor, and thank you to everyone who's here today. I'm humbled and excited to have been chosen as this year's Quinn Award winner. This award belongs to all of the folks who work at Vargas and Vargas Insurance. I'd like to recognize and thank a few folks who are here today. Vasco Rodriguez, my mentor. Vasco took me under his wing many, many years ago and has helped shape me into the person that I am today. Vasco's philosophy has always been, by helping others, you're helping yourself. Thank you. My brothers and business partners, Mario and Joseph Vargas, and Jeff Camaro, who with their hard work and their help at the agency, we try to make a difference in the lives of everybody that we touch. Thank you. Tony Pachuli from Meeting House Bank, Larry Marino from Lower Mills Merchants. These folks are exciting, shining examples of what a good merchant in the community does. Thank you. Last and not least, my wife, for her love and support. I am a great person because of her. She is the best life's partner that anybody could ask for. Thank you. In quoting last year's Quinn Award winner, Steve Ross from Clear Channel, every single one of us has the ability to influence our communities for the better. It's not just an opportunity, it's our responsibility. Thank you.
Congratulations again, so proud. And I see all the smiles coming from my right and your left. Stoughton is a wonderful place. But now, we turn to the award for which this breakfast is known, the Robert H. Quinn Award for Outstanding Community Leadership. Now, as you all know, Mr. Quinn has served this Commonwealth in so many ways. As Speaker of the Massachusetts House of Representatives, as Massachusetts Attorney General, and Chair of the University of Massachusetts Board of Trustees. He continues to inspire us today. A few weeks ago, just a couple weeks ago, he was on campus and he walked into my office, and when he walked into that office, you know, there aren't many times when a chancellor feels like he's not the guy. But when Mr. Quinn comes on campus, you know, you feel like you're not the guy because you understand who the guy is. You know, his name is on the building that I work in every day. His fingerprints are on the campus that I serve every day. His commitment in this Commonwealth and his footprints are so large that this 16 feels like a size 2. And as for that, his counsel and his wisdom, for it was he that said on this very stage about 9 years ago, he said, "Don't worry, Chancellor, you'll be back. And you'll be back sooner than you think. And you'll be standing here leading this institution." And I'm back, I'm standing here, I'm leading this institution. So every time he walks on this campus, it's a blessing, but I'm honored by your presence, and I think you have good vision. You know, I won't argue with your vision. So come on up here, Mr. Quinn. Look at them all escorting him up here and stuff. Chancellor had to come up by himself. He continues to inspire us today. This is only given to individuals who uphold the values embodied by Mr. Quinn. So before we go into the award, I'm going to let you have the mic. Well, I'm not going to let you. Would you take the mic?
Thank you very much, worthy Chancellor, my good friend. Mr. Motley, you know, we knew this fellow was coming before I was born here in Dorchester. We named a public school in his honor over there on Savin Hill Avenue, the Motley School.
That's right.
First name was a little different, but it's still the Motley School, and this is the Motley School with all the wonderful achievements that our great Chancellor has put forward in them. And I'm honored to be able to come and say hello to the neighbors and thank you all for your participation. I'm particularly honored at the gentleman who is being saluted today as an outstanding public servant. Dan Mulhern is a hard worker. Dan Mulhern's job is to make sure the people know that government, and particularly police and the district attorney's office, serves the people. He's done that. He's done a tremendous job. And I am honored to be able to be with him and congratulate him with you in the honor he receives today. Wonderful work, Dan, and God bless you. Thank you.
And so you heard who our recipient is. And I want you to know that I'm so glad this day has come because I'm tired of people walking up to me in the community telling me how wise we were for this choice. Everywhere I go, it's like you're everywhere, man. And you're in every neighborhood. People are coming up to me telling me that, you know, how exceptional you are, but also, you know, thanking us for honoring you. When in turn, we want to thank you for the work that you do. He's someone who's comfortable in the community. and he's comfortable in the courtroom because he sees prevention. He sees prevention, and he also sees intervention as an important aspect of his job as a prosecutor. You didn't even hear me. He sees prevention and intervention as an important dynamic in his work as a prosecutor. Toward that end, he works regularly with local, state, federal law enforcement agencies, as well as diverse groups of grassroots, faith-based, and nonprofit organizations. So he gets to the heart of the matter. Mr. Mulhern is the chief of the Suffolk County District Attorney Dan Connolly's gang unit, but also and Safe Neighborhood Initiative. And he's been a prosecutor for over 10 years. His primary caseload consists of gang-related homicides in the city of Boston. He reviews for potential indictments all firearm arrests, all drug offenses, and all within the designated safe neighborhood zones. All arrests involving a person or location of significant impact to the neighborhood, and all the incidents, not just some, all of the incidents of violence, most notably gun violence, solved or unsolved. He leads a team of 8 gang unit prosecutors, and he provides legal and strategic support to assistant district attorneys in Suffolk County's 9 district courts as they handle upwards of 40,000 cases a year. Mr. Mulhern keeps our streets safe, not only through his power as a prosecutor, but his belief in early intervention. Early intervention like those talented young people you saw today. And we're going to do ourselves a favor. The next time we have a group of children perform for us, we're all going to stand on our feet and applaud them in the room, because that's the example we need to set for our children. We're going to let them know. Okay? He's a familiar face to those involved with violence prevention programs, such as the school-based Understanding Violence curriculum and the Lewis D. Brown Peace Institute. And we're so proud of that. He participates in community-based anti-crime initiatives like the Boston Police Neighborhood Crime Watches, the Stop Handgun Violence Project, and the Safe Neighborhood Initiative Coordinating Council. He works with at-risk youth through the Boston Reentry Initiative, Operation Ceasefire, and the Boston School Police Robbery Initiative. The Dorchester District Court Choice Program and the Mandatory Sentence Program with the United States Attorney General's Office. Attorney's Office, I mean. He also works with multidisciplinary teams like the City of Boston Partnerships, Advancing Community Together, or our PACT program. And he keeps his finger on the pulse of the city by working closely with the Street Safe and the City of Boston Street Workers Program and the Boston 10-Point Coalition. When do you sleep? Oh, that's right, you don't. And you don't for a lot of reasons. You could say that this gentleman fights to keep himself out of work in the city of Boston, as he devotes so much time in effort to making sure that our city's youth stay away from ever having to face him in court. And I love that part of his soul. He's a tough, he's a fair, compassionate leader in our community. And so, Mr. Quinn, we are pleased to present the 2012 Robert H. Quinn Award for Outstanding Community Leadership to Assistant District Attorney Daniel Mulhern. Come on up, Daniel. We're going to take you
Good morning, everyone. I'm just so thankful to be up here without any spit up on my jacket or tie. You may have noticed that my wife, Amanda, is holding our new addition to the family. So I just want to say a special thank you to the Chancellor and to the University of Massachusetts. I can't say enough about what a force they are in the community. And Mr. Chancellor, in particular, the Community Relations Department, they are everywhere in all of our neighborhoods, giving the young people in our neighborhoods an opportunity to move forward. In particular, Phil Carver and Mona, I don't know where you are. Mona, thank you so much for making sure I was here on time today. I was properly dressed, and I notified my family in a prompt fashion, so I greatly appreciate that. Mr. Quinn, I can't tell you what an honor it is to get award on your behalf. Greatly privileged by that. District Attorney Conley, so you gave me an opportunity to come over to Suffolk County some 10 years ago. And the one thing and the most important thing that folks should know about the District Attorney is, first of all, he's born and raised in this neighborhood. But he sets a very difficult bar to meet. He is in the office before every assistant district attorney every morning, which is a compliment that I don't think we can give, with all due respect to our other district attorneys, but I don't think we can give that to them. In addition to that, he's accessible 24/7. He is on the phone with the prosecutors from our homicide unit, from our gang unit, and frankly, all the way down to the district courts on a daily basis. He is what we would call a hands-on leader, and it's just a great privilege to work for him. So, as the Chancellor mentioned, I'm just a very small piece to a enormous machine at the District Attorney's Office, and I am a very small piece to a team of prosecutors in the gang unit. My father is here over to my right, and when we were growing up, my father had this expression, you know, things in motion stay in motion. I never quite understood what that meant, except for, you know, get off the couch and get out of my house and go do something, you know. But I think what my siblings and I took that to mean was that we had an obligation to contribute to the day, every day. And it was our obligation also to figure out how we wanted to contribute to the day every day. So I can't say enough about the city of Boston. I cannot say enough about the Boston Police Department. There is no other department that I am aware of in the country that is as hands-on and as involved as the Boston Police. It's very interesting, and it shows its face very clearly when you get an email at 3 o'clock in the morning about a shooting that may have occurred in one of our neighborhoods, and that email includes the entire command staff for the Boston Police, from the commissioner on down. And within minutes, the collective command staff responds to that email and chimes in. And I just think what an awesome statement it is from top to bottom about a department that works every day to keep our neighborhood safe. I'd be remiss if I don't know, I'd be remiss, and I'm not picking favorites, but I don't know where Captain Sexton is, but for most of you that know Captain Sexton in the room, he's the district commander for Dorchester Area C11, and there is no more committed, and no due respect to any of the other captains in the room, please, but there's no more committed captain to a neighborhood than Captain Sexton, and it's a great privilege to be in his neighborhood receiving this award also. I'll close by saying there are too many community partners in this room to really acknowledge, but it's clear to us in law enforcement, it's clear to the district attorney, and any of the Boston police that are in this room that we can't do it alone. You don't prosecute in a bubble. And with that said, we have an enormous obligation to do many things before a young person arrives before us in the courtroom. And I just cannot say enough to the people that are in this room. I'm just so humbled and privileged to be here. And thank you so much to the staff of the University of Boston, Massachusetts at Boston, excuse me. Sometimes we don't get the perfect result. We saw that last week in our city with a very difficult verdict. But our only option, our only path forward is to just continue working harder together to make things right. And thanks so much.
So as we close, I want to thank Boston City Councilor Felix Arroyo for being here today. But also I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your lives to be with us as a community here on your campus today. Know that the doors of the University of Massachusetts Boston are always open to you. We're honored by your presence. We hope that you are comfortable. It's just as comfortable out here on a cold day as it is on a rainy day, as it is on a snowy day. This beautiful campus needs you to take advantage of it. And so we look forward to hosting you again and again and again and again. So I think it says a great deal about our community that each year our difficulty is never finding enough candidates for this award, but rather selecting those who should get the awards. And so we hope that you'll help us by presenting another amazing group to make our job just as difficult as we go forward in the future together. I encourage you to stay in touch. Don't be a stranger, as I mentioned earlier. There's so much, as we mentioned earlier, happening at this university. I hope to see you in this room on April 9th for our community meeting about the university and all that we're going to be doing in the future and the related construction that's going to be happening. And please look for my monthly column in your community newspapers, the Dorchester Reporter, the Bay State Banner, and on and on and on, and other local newspapers. And visit our website to keep up and stay connected and to keep in touch. Always think of us as your university because we think of you as ours. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful day.